Yeah. Under the lights, speaking of facts, double the price, yeah. Under the lights, we covering sports, whatever you like, yeah. Home runs in the park, touchdowns in the end zone. Knockouts in the ring, buzzer beater for the win, go hard or go home. Find out who you are when you under the lights. That pressure made a star right there. Under the lights, you looking for the best, tune in to Under the Lights. Yeah, yeah, Under the Lights.
Sorry for the delay, y'all. We had some technical difficulties. We hope everything is working out right now. You feel what I'm saying? But fuck all of that. The NFL is back. Week 1 NFL is over. It's done. We got Monday night games tonight, but we're going to talk about all football games that's needed to be talked about. You feel what I'm saying? All week long, because the NFL is back. We are your host, as you already know. I'm Big Mike, and that's my guy, Jordan. Some people out here, teams is 1-0. Some people started out 0-1. It's a beautiful, beautiful Monday. You understand me? If your team is 1-0, clap your hands. If your team is 1-0, clap your hands. If your team is 1-0 and your QB didn't fold, if your team is 1-0, clap your hands. Oh my God, welcome. What's up, Jordan? How you doing, baby? How was your weekend, my guy? What's good with you, boy?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm chilling.
You chilling, man? Well, hey, listen. Yeah. Listen, the NFL is back, man. Come on with some more energy, baby. We back on the show. You guys was that ISO 1v1 all weekend for the last 3 days, getting busy out there in Australia where you were. Football is back. I thought I would be happy. I thought you would be, ecstatic to know that the NFL is back, bro. What's going on? Why you so down? What's up?
I mean, team lost. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
The first game, the Ravens? No, not them. They didn't lose because they had the buff. You know what? Don't even worry about it. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. You feel what I'm saying? But for the viewers right now, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button so y'all can be up to date with all things Under the Lights. Listen, Jordan just mentioned that his team lost. So that's kind of why he came out here. He doesn't have any enthusiasm. He's a little laid back, just chilling right now. You feel what I'm saying? But I want you to pick that shit up because it's a long season. I know your team is 0-1. I know your quarterback and your running back duo is 0-1. You feel what I'm saying? But we need to get to the bottom of this shit, man. You feel what I'm saying? I just need to know from you, you know what I mean? What in the hell happened in Orchard Park last night? Or what do they call it? Highmark Stadium? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck happened? Why did the Baltimore Ravens blow a 15-point fourth quarter lead when they was up 40-25 to lose the game to the Buffalo Bills? I mean, it looked like it was over. I thought they was coming out to handle business. Please, just from your perspective, let me know what happened, why the Baltimore Ravens lost to the Buffalo Bills. Talk to me.
I mean, this is something that's been happening with my team quite a bit, like we always find a way to lose the game. You know what I mean? There's been plenty of situations where this has happened. And it's a reoccurring issue. And we are not good defensively. We're just not. And I've been saying this, I've been preaching this for I don't know how many. Since we've been doing the show, it's more about last year's because a couple of years ago, that wasn't the case. It was more last year that we weren't a good defensive team. So, and it's just been, I don't know why that has been the case, you know what I'm saying? But man, throughout this game, throughout this game, even when we were up, I was talking in the group, with Donovan and Mel, and I was telling them I don't like this. I don't like this right now. We can't stop them. We can't stop them, and we have to kind of get a bigger lead. And so happens that when we go up by 2 touchdowns, I don't know why John Harbaugh or the coaching staff decides to start to go they stop being aggressive. And I was saying this, even Mel and them were saying this, and you cannot stop being aggressive. I understand you have Derrick Henry on to run the ball at times and all that, but I need to see some different types of misdirections. I need to see a more aggressive play calling because we was not looking like we was going to stop them. And all it was if they just get one touchdown, they back in the game with a 2-point conversion. And I don't even want to have to go on to the play calling from each play from what happened when we was up 15. Because it was a run, pass. That's what happened. Not even going past the sticks type of pass. That's it. Run, fumble. So it's like, and then I don't even want to talk about the back end. Like, we cannot stop the pass. And it's been like that for I don't know how many damn near, there's 2 years now. We can't stop the fucking pass. Like, it is known we can't stop the pass. Our defense first off, we can't even get pressure with 4 guys. We struggle with getting pressure on Josh Allen. So I'm just like, I don't want to have to go into these. I'm pissed. I'm cheesed. It is what it is. I had a good weekend. And I'm not like too mad at Lamar because Lamar didn't really do anything wrong. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it is what it is. You know, Derrick Henry played a hell of a game, and he doesn't really fumble that often. You know what I'm saying? So that's heartbreaking for him because he doesn't fumble. But our back end was disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. We didn't put any pressure on the quarterback. I mean, I'm not happy. I'm not gonna lie. But the same issues that's been occurring is what's going to occur. So we got work to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's a long season. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's the end of the world losing this game because this game could easily have been our game if we just be aggressive on the last when we went up 15. Be aggressive in the play call. Go get another touchdown. Go up 3 touchdowns. Then if you want to be so conservative, you can do that, John Harbaugh. But that's not what happened for whatever reason. I don't know why. And the Ravens do this quite a bit because we do that shit. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, bro. I'm not really having too much because I don't have much time on this thing that I'm on. So that's what I'm going to say. You can say what you need to say, bro.
Yeah, well, listen, as I mentioned, the NFL is back. I'm so ecstatic. I'm so happy that we got much more football to watch. But until we get to the end, let me talk about the last night's game a little bit. Now, listen. Why did they blow a 15-point fourth quarter lead? Well, first of all, let me be the first to say, you know what I mean? Lamar Jackson, he played phenomenal. He played well. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, 14 of 19, 209 yards in the air, 2 touchdowns, another 70 yards on the ground, and another touchdown. That's a pretty good game. You feel what I'm saying? If you ask me. Now, if that was Jalen Hurts, it'd be, he didn't do nothing. He barely had this, that, and the third. Oh, he got carried by Saquon. He had 169 yards on the ground. But I'm not going to do that because that's what everybody else and you like to do to me. But I'm not going to do that to you. He played a good game yesterday. You understand? Derrick Henry, he played lights out. He was playing lights out. Jordan, at one point in time, he was 7 rushes for 101 yards on the ground. Nigga, that's 14 yards a carry. And he ended the game with 169 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's 9.4 yards a carry. That means every time you carry the ball, you are half a yard away from the first down. Now, I know he had long runs and things like that. But you get what I'm trying to say. You feel what I'm saying? Did he have a costly fumble? Yeah, he had a costly fumble. That was one of the reasons they don't know that they lost the game. You feel what I'm saying? But let's not get it twisted. That's not the only reason that they lost the game. That's not the only reason. No, you know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the 15-point lead in the fourth quarter. I mean, when you score 40 points, that don't mean stop scoring. It's not a salary cap on this motherfucker. This is not, the football salary cap or the NBA salary cap right here. When it comes to scoring, this is baseball. You can keep scoring all day long, just like that salary cap. You can give all the money all you want to give. You know what I mean? So you keep scoring. I feel like y'all thought this shit was sweet. Excuse me. I feel like y'all thought this shit was sweet. Y'all thought this shit was over. Do not stop scoring. You feel what I mean? But I'm going to tell you what happened, though. I'm going to tell you what happened. Josh Allen said, I'm the real MVP, not him. I'm the real MVP. And everybody last year was, Lamar Jackson should have won the MVP. No, he shouldn't. No, he shouldn't. He just showed you why. down 15 points in the fourth quarter. This man led his team. You feel what I'm saying? He ain't got no Derrick Henry. He ain't got no Zay Flowers. You feel what I'm saying? The man led his team and he turned that shit up. You feel what I'm saying? And one thing Josh Allen knows, when shit gets turned up, when that heat is high and it's up real high, you got to make every single throw and every single play count. You feel what I'm saying? He know Lamar Jackson is not going to come through in those moments in times. He doesn't like the type of weather. He doesn't like that type of heat because he doesn't perform under that type of shit. Now, when they front running and shit like that, beating the motherfucker ass 35-10, 36-6, 40-25. Oh, they doing all of this shit and it ain't got no signs of coming back and things like that. Oh, he good. He good. But I'm going to tell you, Josh Allen said, you know what? I'm going to turn into Jason from Friday the 13th on Crystal Lake. When you look left, you look right, and look in front of you, you think the shit over with. But as soon as you turn around, that's Jason, and which was Josh Allen last night. Walked their ass down, said, I'm the MVP in this bitch. I run this kitchen. I'm turning up the heat, this motherfucker. Things is moving a little too slow. I need this chicken out hot and fast. You understand me? Lamar Jackson don't like that type of heat because he got to stand outside sometime when it's time to cool off, when it get hot, because he don't perform in big pressure moments. He stand outside, they got to cool off. And as soon as he stand outside to go cool off, bow, there go Josh Allen, a.k.a. Jason. And Lamar Jackson decides to come in. It's already too hot. It's already too hot. You feel what I'm saying? Mahomes know. Josh Allen know. But we all know he doesn't perform in those big moment games. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, Josh Allen said, I'm going to keep on scoring this football. I'm going to keep on scoring this football, even though I missed two-point conversions. I missed the 2-point conversion to go 27-21, and they ended up 27-19. And then I missed another one after that. But it's cool. It's cool because I know Lamar is not going to score. It's too hot in here because every throw and every play matters right now. You feel what I'm saying? Listen, it's crunch time. And that's when Lamar Jackson tends to crumble. We've seen this already. I see Josh Allen in big time moments in big games play his absolute best. I mean, flat out lights out and often. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm talking like the best that he could play, and they end up losing because why? The defense that got out there last, it's in overtime and boom. They score, game is fucking over. You know what I mean? But Josh Allen said, you know what? In this game, no, not today. Not today. Josh Allen said, not today. I'm hotter than Satan. I'm hotter than Jason in Friday the 13th. You feel what I'm saying? Lamar is cold as ice. And what does ice do in fire? It melts. And that's exactly what Lamar and the Baltimore Ravens did yesterday. Because yesterday at the 12:51 mark, it was 34-19 Baltimore. 11:42, 34-25. 40-25 with 3:56 left. 2:09, 40-32, 40-38. And the final score, 41-40. 16 unanswered points. That is unacceptable. There's no excuses for that shit. You see the difference, Jordan? Do you see the difference? Getting on the field, scoring points in big moments. Getting on the field, getting put off the field in big moments. Getting on the field, scoring in big moments again. Getting on the field and not scoring, getting put off the field in big moments. You feel me? That's why the Ravens and Lamar Jackson lost that fucking game. Josh Allen turned the heat up in the kitchen. They couldn't handle that, and the game was over. And just as much as the defense needed to get stops and things like that, your offense needed to keep scoring. The offense needed to keep scoring. That's what they needed to do. Now, like I said, I've been a part of, not so good defenses when my defense was ranked 30th in the NFL because our passing and rush game was at the bottom. You feel what I'm saying? But it's a shame that the Ravens, it's a damn shame that they come in here, you know what I'm saying, and the way they ended their season last year of turnovers and mistakes, this is how they started their season. Turnovers and mistakes. This is what they're doing. You feel what I'm saying? So listen, man, shout to the Buffalo Bills. They did their thing. They was down 15 points in the fourth quarter. And being down 15 points in the fourth quarter in football in losing that game is an absolute failure. It's ridiculous. This is not basketball when you come down here, hit 3-4 threes in a row, and you right back here back in the game. They went out there and handled business, and I know, I just know that somebody was going to come out here and have a whole bunch of excuses. You know what I mean? I got some phone calls today. People was texting my phone and giving me a whole bunch of excuses. At the end of the day, when Josh Allen got that ball and scored, it's time for the Ravens to go out there and get some points. You say, oh, they did run, pass, run, pass, run. That's cool.
No, run. It wasn't.
Okay. Okay, Lamar Jackson has the reins in this offense to change these plays and do what he sees fit when he's out there reading the defense. You feel what I'm saying? So that got to go on him too. Y'all hold him to a high pedestal. I mean, you and everybody else, y'all got Lamar way. I'm talking. Y'all put him on. Y'all put him on Mount Everest.
Man, hurry up.
No. Don't tell me. Don't cut me off. Y'all put him way up on Mount Everest. That's what y'all do. And he could come down from Mount. You know how cold it is up there? He could have come down and cool off the heat. You know what I'm saying? Getting walked down for 15 points in the fourth quarter. I'm not putting all the blame on Lamar. There's much blame to go around. But since he gets a ton of the credit when they win, Lamar this, Lamar that, the greatest ever, this, that, the third, he got to get some of this blame, and it has to be known. Him, Derrick Henry, and the defense. As I mentioned, I've been a part of my team of sorry-ass defenses. Sorry. So I feel what you're saying. You know what I mean? I don't think they're as bad as us. You know what I mean? But y'all had a chance to win that game, and you melted when the fire got you hot.
I don't know. The thing is, sometimes with your takes, like, I know you might just be, I don't know, just saying things to say it, but like,
no, I'm not.
But there's if you say Lamar melts under pressure, like this, if you say this was a big game, I mean, Lamar Jackson has played big games and they beat teams when it was tight games, and they've come back and they've done that. So I don't know when you say, I just want to make sure you know the words that you're saying. Is that he doesn't do it or he melts all the time? Like, what are we doing? What are we saying?
How many times?
Clear it up.
It should be very clear. How many times have we seen Lamar fold under pressure?
How many times have we seen him not fold under pressure?
How many times have we seen? Does he not fold under pressure?
He's definitely played bad under pressure before.
Okay, so that's all I said. You just don't like that I said it. Take it how you want it, man.
No. I'm saying I'm listening to your words because it seems like you're saying that that's what happens all the time. But if you watch the game, there's definitely not a moment in the game. Like, if anyone really watched the game, like, it's not. I watched the game.
Don't try to come out here and say, I watched the game. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. You was calling me when I was watching the game. Don't play with me.
You talk. You
talking bullshit.
You got to talk. I called you one time. I called you one time about, and I wasn't even watching the game at the time.
But I was. So don't tell me if you watched the game. I was.
So if you were watching the game, how can you sit there and be like, this is Lamar Jackson? I don't know how you can do that. Like, where are you going to say if
Lamar Jackson,
let me finish.
Henry,
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
If you are going to sit there and look at the game and say, Lamar Jackson, he messed up in this game, and he was melting under the pressure because Josh Allen was coming back, and how can you do that? Because when Josh Allen was coming back and the game is so tight, right? And they're deciding to run the ball with Derrick Henry, who has 150 something yards, you're gonna say that's Lamar Jackson's fault now?
It's how you see.
Hold on. I just want to know how you can sit there. The thing is, with Big Mike, and I want all of you to say that, hear this.
Please do.
He acts like he doesn't like he acts like he likes Lamar, but he doesn't like Lamar. Let's just keep it 100.
That's your narrative, baby.
Yeah, that's
your wrong answer.
And every time something happens, he's going to say and put everything again, because now he started off. He showed why he's the MVP, nigga. Lamar Jackson should have won MVP last year. Nigga, don't try and act like he should.
Christian McCaffrey should have won of the year long.
Then okay, I'm talking about last year. I don't give a fuck about but now anyway, then you're gonna sit there and be like, oh, he was melting under pressure when he did not know. You got to speak for 20 years, bro. So let me go.
I spoke for 6 minutes.
You 6 minutes is very long. So anyway, very long. So okay, you know what? I'm done because he keeps interrupting me. Continue.
No, I'm not. Keep going.
Talk.
You sure?
Done. Talk.
All right, cool. This how you know he emotional. I clearly sat up here and said Lamar and the Ravens melted under pressure. And the heat was too hot. That's what I said. I got it sitting right here in my notes. You try to make it seem like I put it all on Lamar, and I did not do that.
You said Lamar's name more than everybody. You said Lamar's name than everybody.
You say, listen, I talked about Derrick Henry. I talked about Lamar, and I talked about the Ravens. I talked about your defense. You just don't like the fact
that Lamar Jackson more than anybody.
You do this every time. You do this every time. No, I don't, my nigga.
Yeah,
You
you
get
do.
so emotional
Yeah.
because somebody
Look
say
at him,
something
look
about
at him,
your
look at
guy.
him. He ain't-
Don't try to
This is
flip it
what I'm
on me.
saying.
That's you. You the one that's mad. You the one that ain't
I'm
feeling
not
good
mad.
about this. Yeah, you said it before the show, motherfucker. Yeah, you are.
I'm not mad.
Yeah, you are. You are pissed off. You
Disappointed.
said it.
Disappointed. More
Oh my
disappointed.
goodness. You said pissed.
And so now it's like I just don't get how he's saying he's not. He said Lamar's name more than anybody during that whole soliloquy. So
Hey,
instead of
talk about
hold on.
why they lost.
Instead of
Talk about
him
why I
being
told
the
you
thing
why they
is
lost. Talk about
when
why they
he when
lost.
so he and we can. So whenever it's
But
about
you
his
not.
team,
You saying bullshit. You get emotional. Talk about why they
how can
lost.
you think I am telling you? And you say
No, you're not. You talking about Seth Lamar name more than somebody else's. What are you talking about?
Yo, so hold on. How can I? The thing is, I'm telling you, when it's his team, he can sit there and be like, well, I don't know why they didn't call a play call. Why didn't they do this? How are you going to sit there and tell me that this is Lamar's fault? Like, it's if you say it's Lamar, Derrick Henry, and all these people, there's one person that you did not say, and he should take most of the fucking blame.
Who's
I'll
that?
tell you right now, because I don't know who and what person decides that they're gonna play so damn conservative when all you have to do is friggin' get one first down. And let me tell you something. A couple of years ago,
Oh man,
they had the same situation against the Chiefs. They said, "I'm not gonna give the ball back to Pat Mahomes," and they decided to go for it in the fourth down in their own half. Why wouldn't they do that now? Please, John Harbaugh, answer me this, because I don't understand how you have to get 3 yards and you want to not, or 2 yards, you don't want to go for it. Why is it that we're going to run the ball, because you're trying to waste time, get the ball back, run the ball, fumble, then you're going to run the ball, 5-yard penalty, get a pass that doesn't even go past the fucking sticks. What are we doing? So John Harbaugh, the defense has got to be better on that occasion, and they have to be more aggressive, because that's the reason why they lost is they stopped being aggressive directly. They stopped being aggressive, and you have to just go and put points on the board, because 2 touchdowns was not big enough, especially to stop Josh Allen, because he was doing whatever the fuck he wanted out there. Let's be very clear.
I was too.
That's all I gotta say, man.
Good. Y'all was too. Yeah, that a bunch of bullshit. At the end of the day, you got to go out there. If things then tell your quarterback to change them plays. Don't bring up my team. My quarterback changes plays at the line, go win the Super Bowl doing the things. Don't bring up my team at all whatsoever. We're 1-0. Your team is not. So if that's all you want to say, we could be done to move on to the next topic.
Yeah, I mean, you have to hurry up because I can't.
Yeah, thank you. So at the end of the day, some teams I want to know, some teams are 0-1. Hey, and sometimes you just got to deal with it. Some people like the truth, and some people want to deflect it, but it is what it is. Moving on. So as we continue with the NFL, as I mentioned, week 1 is back. NFL is back. Week 1 is here. Well, week 1 is about to be over. We got the Bears and the Vikings tonight, and then that will conclude week 1. But after week 1, we seen the Detroit Lions go out there and lose to the Green Bay Packers 27-13. You know what I mean? We remember last year that the Detroit Lions, you know, they won 15 games. You know what I mean? They was that when you win 15 games, you're a powerhouse. It was running through people, you know what I'm saying? And they made, I mean, they were explosive and just looked like the team to beat in the NFC. They were Super Bowl favorites at one time, you know what I mean, parts of the year and things like that. But it didn't look the same on Sunday afternoon, you know what I mean? So the question is, do you see the Detroit Lions being a powerhouse team in the NFL again this season? Talk, you want me to tell you?
Go right ahead.
Man, listen, bro. Like I said, look, from the beginning of the season, bro, I said this on this show with Twan. I said, this season right here, this season has 9-8, 10-7 record written all over it. Okay? I know they got talent out there. I know, you know what I'm saying? But when you lose a OC and a DC, shit gonna get different. And they had great OC and DC. Ben Johnson, who we gonna see tonight in action, his offense, his team, who's a head coach for the Chicago Bears right now. Aaron Glenn, we seen the performance that the New York Jets put on against the Steelers yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like, those two guys were really great at what they did. They were good enough to go out there and get a head coaching job. You feel what I'm saying? And like I said, we haven't seen Ben Johnson with the Bears yet, but we've seen Aaron Glenn. Man, they went out there and gave the Steelers all they can motherfucking handle, and it ended on the game-winning field goal. You feel what I'm saying? Yes, Aaron Rodgers looked damn good. He had 4 touchdowns. He was balling out there. You feel what I'm saying? People wanted to write him off like my man Jordan, but I think he's going to be good this season. But they and they got so many weapons out there on defense. They put up 32 points against them boys. You know what I mean? I thought the Jets was going to win the game. You know what I'm saying? Because they was able to basically do whatever they wanted to do. But, you know, the late game shit, you know what I mean, happens, you know, with heroics or whatever the case may be. And that's how you could lose sometime. But the Lions just don't look the same, bro. Like last year, when you look at the Lions, we know their offense was very, very explosive. Big time plays, big time catches, big time runs, and just running over people, doing what they wanted to do. Time of possession, listen, they can score quick or they can just walk the ball downfield on you. But a lot of times it was boom, getting up out of there, getting out in front of teams. You know what I mean? And when you talk about the defense really, really doesn't look the same. And it's week 1. It is. But they look like they lost the defensive coordinator who was great, and Aaron Glenn, because you look at the blitz packages they used to come with last year, the pressure that they used to give. Bro, last year they was on quarterback's ass, pressure and all of that. You know what I mean? Now, I would probably give, you know, Aiden Hutchinson a little more time, you know, off of his broken leg and stuff like that. Maybe it's a confidence thing, but he didn't really, to me, I didn't see too much pressure at all whatsoever. You feel what I mean? But even with that, the blitz packaging, they just look the same. They just look the same. You know what I mean? They got the offensive coordinator is John Morton. He was with them, and he's been a senior offensive assistant since 2022. Senior offensive assistant. That's not calling plays. That's not doing none of that shit. He's had an OC job with the Jets. You know what I mean? Trash when he was there, you feel me? And he's had a various of offensive positions with the Raiders, the 49ers, and the Saints. Okay, the Raiders haven't been good in years, so that's not saying much. The 49ers, I know you weren't calling those plays because that's Kyle Shanahan calling those plays. And the Saints, they haven't been good in years. You feel what I'm saying? So I mean, and they trash now. You know what I mean? So he's been the passing game coordinator for the Broncos. We know you wasn't calling plays there if you was there with Sean Payton because he's calling those plays. You know what I mean? But even before Sean Payton, the Broncos was garbage. They wasn't hitting on nothing. So if he was in position calling plays somewhere, they wasn't hitting on nothing, no way. I said it also before. The defensive coordinator, he's a linebackers coach that got bumped up from last season, but he's been there since 2021. You know what I mean? Hasn't really shown anything. Gonna have to learn, gonna have to get better, but they just look like they look powerless. Like they don't have any power. You feel what I'm saying? Like what made them great was their explosiveness and their pressure on defense. And I don't see none of that. They got the players to do it. They got the players to do it, but the offense that was being called for them right there, that they're going to have to go back to the drawing board. And I know he a new guy, but, man, powerhouse, 15-2, it most definitely will not be that. I said before the season, it's got 9-8, 10-7 written all over. And I also said we're going to see how good Coach Dan Campbell really is. I know that he brought the structure to the team, the toughness, the aggressiveness. So he gets credit for that because the Detroit Lions was not that type of team before he got there, especially defensively. You feel what I'm saying? But I said, we're going to see how good he really is now that they got a new offensive coordinator and a new D coordinator in there. You remember what I said a couple years ago about Nick Sirianni, Jordan, my own head coach? I said Super Bowl year, we had Shane Steichen and we had John Gannon. Both of those guys were good enough, great enough to go get head coaching jobs, and what they did for us was great. We lost the Super Bowl. Cool. We was in the bowl, and they got a job. You feel what I'm saying? That very next year, we had Brian Johnson and Sean Desai. And I was like, yo, Nick Sirianni, you know this is not what we do. All of this shit that he's calling, you got to okay that shit before the game. You got to okay that shit. You know this ain't what we do, and it ain't fucking working, and you going to keep okaying this shit? Well, where's your input at? And the same thing with the defense. I'm like, yo, this is what are we getting ran through. We are getting ran through. We had to switch defensive coordinators in the middle of the year, and it got even worse. So I remember I was questioning, like, yo, what is Nick Sirianni really doing? Remember I said that? Well, it's the same thing right here. You know what I mean? Let's see how good Dan Campbell is. Let's see if they have a supreme, like a down year. Like a down year is 9-10 wins, bro, after 15. I'm sorry. If my team won 14 games, you know what I'm saying? If we come out here and win 10, 11 games, that's a down year. That's a down year. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you still got the team to do it. I can see if y'all lost a whole bunch of players. But the players that, a lot of players that was injured, you know what I'm saying? They came back. You feel what I'm saying? So, bro, look, I don't think they're going to be a powerhouse. I think they got 9-8, 10-7 written all over it, and that's just what I feel. And it's because of the new OC in DC, they're going to have to figure out how to get that going because, I don't know, it don't look good at all. That's where I'm at with that.
Well, if we just talking about them being a powerhouse team, I mean, I think they can still be a top team. However, their division, it's up in the air. I mean, you have Minnesota and Chicago, who teams that are not really, we don't know what they're going to be looking like, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's the question. You know what I'm saying? Because you could still get a bunch of wins, but they have a tough little schedule after they, I think they have a decently tough schedule. Because they got Washington, they got Dallas, they got the Chiefs, they got the Ravens, you know what I'm saying? So they got the Rams. So they're not gonna be easy just going out there, you know what I'm saying? And how they looked against Green Bay, it wasn't good, bro. It wasn't good, man. And Goff looks like he looks like he's 50 years old out there. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't, listen, they had no rushing attack. If you're throwing the ball that many times, you know what I'm saying? It's like it becomes a bit too predictable, right?
And not to cut you off, bro. But you said throwing the ball that many times, bro. Jahmyr Gibbs had 10 receptions. You know what that means? Ain't nothing open down there, and you dumping it off to him every time. Or it may be pressure. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It may be some pressure getting back there. You feel me? And he only had 31 yards, 10 receptions. For a running back and only 31 yards with a lot of space that's always out there, bro, that means you were struggling bad.
Yeah, it wasn't looking good, and they was kind of getting after him, to be honest. Like, they was pressuring him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like your team. If you can pressure with 4, you can pressure with 3. Like, you're getting out. Like, you're good, man. You know what I mean? Like, you're in a good situation because that means you can have more people in the back end. You can have more people. Like, it's just a lot easier to defend if you're able to get pressure with 4 or 3.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have a bit of a problem because that means they can't protect him. If you can't protect Goff needs time. Goff needs time in the pocket now. You know what I'm saying? Because he could sling it. I don't want to act like he can't sling it. He can sling it. You know what I'm saying? He showed that he can.
Yep.
So, but he's not a person that's like, the new type of quarterbacks where you can kind of move a bit, like a Hurts, like a Lamar, like a Josh Allen, like Mahomes. So it's going to be real difficult for them. So I agree, man. Dan Campbell going to see, he's going to see what he's really, really, really about in that sense. So I don't see them being a big powerhouse. I'll be honest with you. I could probably see them giving you a 9-8, bro. I could probably see a 9-8 with this team. I'm not going to lie, because these first few games are going to really determine what's going to happen, because if they lose to the Baltimore Ravens and they lose to Kansas City,
you know what? I think they'll lose to y'all. They're going to lose to the Ravens. You know what I mean? They got a better chance with the Kansas City Chiefs. We've seen the Chiefs on display, you know what I mean, against the Chargers. You know what I'm saying? And the Chiefs do not look like they have power. Okay? I know Xavier Worthy dislocated his shoulder. Him and Travis Kelce collided on, like it was probably a rub route. You know what I mean? Or I know they was running two drag routes. You know what I'm saying? Crossing each other's path. And, Xavier Worthy dislocated his shoulder. He's small, slender frame. You know what I mean? But you're not telling me just because he's out, you know what I'm saying, everything went to shit. That's definitely not how their offense works. You know what I mean? They just don't look like they have the power no more. Like, yeah, bro, they look just, I know it's week 1, but I'm feeling very confident going into week 2 in Arrowhead against the Chiefs based off the way they looked in game 1. That's just how I look at that part right there.
Yeah, I mean, guy, well, hey, this is my last segment because I'm gonna have to go. You're gonna have that. So I appreciate everyone on the Lights Talk. Thanks for tuning in. And soon we're gonna get these people from the ISO 1 champ. ISO, you could probably talk to them and tell them we're gonna get them people on from the ISO 1v1, the champions and all that.
Yeah.
All right. So
for sure, be safe out there, bro.
Yeah.
All right, man, it's me. It's Big Mike. You understand me? I'm going to go ahead and finish the show out with you. My man Jordan got some things to do. He got some things going on. Had to get up out of here. But, we couldn't, leave today, you know what I'm saying, without hollering at y'all, especially after this is the first Monday after week 1. You feel what I'm saying? But we were just talking about the Lions, and I said, listen, I don't see them being a powerhouse either. You know what I mean? It doesn't look the same no more, and I'll leave that at that right there. You know what I mean? But they played the Packers. You know what I'm saying? They played the Green Bay Packers. They just got Micah Parsons into August. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure they were very happy about that. What was your takeaway from the Packers with their Micah Parsons addition? Look, bro, Micah Parsons is going to be Micah Parsons, right? Micah Parsons' issue, you know what I mean? My issue with Micah Parsons, not necessarily, I don't have an issue with it because he ain't on my team. You feel what I'm saying? But the issue to me with Micah Parsons is, 4 straight seasons, 12 plus sacks, but they fade away towards the end of the season. You feel what I'm saying? And when it comes playoff time, he got 1 playoff sack, and he ain't getting to the quarterback. You feel what I'm saying? But if you add him with a Rashawn Gary, you know what I mean? I think they're a good team. You know what I mean? I think they're good. I think that was a good team before Micah Parsons even got there, right? But when you add him, you don't get worse. You do get better. So I think, with his addition, you've seen the impact. He only had 29 snaps, and that's okay for somebody who didn't be there all through training camp and who was coming off of some back issues, what Jerry was saying, whatever the case may be. But he says he's good now. He's good to go now. But like I said, with his addition, man, I think their defense will level up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not understand, I'm an Eagle fan. So when I watch the Eagles every Sunday like I do, I've seen us go up against, the Cowboys with Micah Parsons for 4 years. And, a lot of times we run right at them. You know what I'm saying? So that's another issue that he has. Run at him, can't stop the run that well. You know what I mean? But along with everybody else they got Quay Walker out there on defense. They got a cool, a good secondary. You know what I'm saying? I think they'll be good. And Micah Parsons, and the coverage may not even have to hold up as much. You know what I'm saying? Because you got Micah Parsons and you got Rashawn Gary on the other side. You know what I'm saying? They both can get out there and get to the quarterback at the same time. Rashawn Gary, he's good in the run. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, if you got a guy that's good in the run, or somebody that's good at something on your team, it could get contagious. You know what I mean? And Micah Parsons, you look at that like shit. Okay, he's stopping the run. I got to stop the run too. I got to do my thing too. You feel me? So I think they look good with Micah Parsons. You know what I mean? I know he's glad that the contract situation with the Cowboys is over and he ready to move on. You know what I mean? I seen his interview. He just ready to move on, dog. So, like I said, they look good. They're going to be a contender. They was a contender before he got there, and they're going to remain a contender. But it's going to come down to Jordan Love. It's going to come down to Jordan Love, bro, because one thing about Jordan Love, he's going to give you opportunities. You know what I mean? For a pick, anything. It's like yesterday, but they dropped it. You know what I'm saying? And the Packers, not the Packers, but the Lions needed every break they could possibly get. You know what I'm saying? And when you play against the Packers, when Jordan Love gives you an opportunity, they good on offense. They can score. So when he does give you opportunities, you got to go capitalize on their mistakes. You got to get them picks. You got to, you got to make them turnovers. You got to make them tackles and get them off the field. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, they're a good team before and during now with Micah Parsons. And I think they're going to be a contender for the NFC, so that's where I'm at with that. No shade to the Packers, even though we bust that ass off twice last year. You feel me? I ain't going to shed no shade to them. You feel me? It is what it is. Now, moving on, sticking with the NFL, I mentioned week 1 is over. You know what I mean? We got the last game in week 1 tonight, and that's the Bears versus the Vikings on the first Monday Night Football game. You understand? But listen, I want to talk to y'all about the AFC. Which AFC team looks better, looks like the best team in the AFC after week 1? Bro, it's without question. Without question, it's the Buffalo Bills. I don't care what nobody say. I know how the Ravens started off. They dropped 40 and things like that. But it ain't just, the game is 60 minutes. You got to finish the game. The game is 60 minutes. It's a 60-minute ball game. It's not 40 minutes, 45. Oh, they led for this. And that's cool. in 60 minutes, and the Ravens did not complete a 60-minute ball game. When you got a guy like Josh Allen out there doing what he do and doing what he did, 33 of 46, 394 yards, 2 touchdowns in the air. He only had 30 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns, but he needed every last bit of those 30 yards to go out there and win that game. Because what if he had 12 yards? He don't get them 2 touchdowns. You feel what I'm saying? Or maybe he don't even get 1. You know what I mean? So it's definitely the Buffalo Bills. They fought hard. They didn't give up. I mentioned it was 12:51 in the fourth. The Ravens was up 34-19, bro. 34-19, and before all of that, they had a chance to, to make the game even closer, but they missed a 2-point conversion. They missed it. You know what I'm saying? They missed 2 of them. That's something that teams, and then when you somebody put 40 on your head, bro. When somebody put 40 on your head, you get to thinking to yourself like, God damn. Some teams, they get demoralized. They lose it. You know what I'm saying? But Josh Allen had this thing in control. Nobody on the field, on the sideline panicked. They kept on doing what they was doing. They fought back. They didn't quit. 16 unanswered points is what the Buffalo Bills did. And when you look at the way the Chiefs look in week 1 against the Chargers, you know what I'm saying? When you look at, the Patriots, you know what I'm saying? You look at the goddamn Raiders, or you look at, how the goddamn Ravens did. They coughed the shit up. You know what I mean? It makes you don't have no choice but to say the Buffalo Bills look like the best team because they showed how to work through adversity. They showed resilience, and they never stopped. They kept going. I know Jordan want to come out here and say, oh, it's because they did run, pass, and run. Well, motherfucker, Lamar Jackson got the reins and the authority to change that play and make the best and use the best play possible for whatever down, whatever situation that's going on. So to me, the Buffalo Bills look like the best team in the AFC. It's not the Chiefs. It's not the Ravens. I know, 40 points, but fuck that. It's not the Ravens. It's not the Broncos. It's not none of them teams, bro. It's the Buffalo Bills, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the NFC. Which NFC team looks the best after week 1? This is what I'm going to say. It ain't like NFC teams went out here and just had a barn burner. You know what I'm saying? Just had a barn burner. Like, oh, my God, them boys is, woo! Yeah, you know what I mean? To me, you feel what I'm saying? So some people may say it's biased. This is just me being real. I got to go with the Philadelphia Eagles, my squad, who you see I got on my head right here. Listen, bro. We are the youngest defense in the NFL, 24.9 years old. That's 25 years old. We went into week 1. Obviously, the offense is what it is. Jalen, let me talk about the offense real quick. The offense. Shout to Matt Eberflus for making it a conscious effort to stop AJ and Devontae. He may not be great at, head coach when he was with the Bears and shit like that, but defensively, he could do that. You feel me? The Bears wasn't trash on defense. You feel what I'm saying? But Matt Eberflus, if that's his only occupation, he's good at that. He made a conscious effort to take away Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, and it worked. It worked. You feel what I'm saying? But that's when Jalen Hurts had to put that Superman cape on. Had to put his Superman cape on and make shit happen for this team. You feel what I'm saying? All the positions we were in to score, that's Jalen Hurts putting us downfield because the run game was nothing on nothing. 60 yards for Saquon. Jalen Hurts had more than him with 62. And he had 2 touchdowns on the ground. Not from the tush push, but from being back in that pocket, scanning the field, nobody open. We getting up out of here. You know what I mean? And he went there and scored with us. You know what I'm saying? 21 points in the first half, right? 21 points in the first half, and they held us to 3 points in the second half. But here's another reason why I say us. You talk about our defense is young as fuck. The Dallas Cowboys have an explosive offense. Dak is back, and he looked damn good. Dak looked damn good out there. Dak is not a sad quarterback. Dak is fucking really good. Just a couple years ago, he finished second in MVP voting. Dak he's not a bum. Dak problem is when it's crunch time in the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? He folds. And that's why I call Dak, or that's why him and Lamar. That's why I call Lamar Prescott. He's, you know what I'm saying? Because they both one and the same. When it's crunch time, needed the most, they're going to turn the fucking ball over. You feel what I'm saying? But he's a good quarterback. You know what I'm saying? The regular season and all of that. They got CD. They got George Pickens, who was the dog. Jake Ferguson, Gavante Turpin, Javonte Williams in the backfield. I said before, the Cowboys have before the season started, I said the Cowboys have a good enough offense to go out here and get 10 wins off their offense alone because they're going to be able to score, and they can do that. They're explosive. They're going to be explosive. My 25-year-old defense, which is the youngest in the NFL, held them boys to 0 points in the second half, and we won the game 24-20. That's what we did. Young team, 25-year-old average, and on top of that, we had 110 penalty yards, 110 of those. You feel what I'm saying? A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith were basically non-existent. AJ had 1 catch, 0 targets until the fourth quarter. He got that 1 catch for us. Devontae had 3 catches for 16 yards. So that's why you seen Dallas Goedert with 7 catches for 44 yards. That's why you seen Jahan Dotson with 3 catches for 59 yards. Even though, Jalen Hurts hit him up the middle of the field for a 59-yarder. They was making it a conscious effort to take the 2 top guys away. They're 62% of our offense. AJ and Devontae, at least that's what they were last year, 62% of our offense. So if you take that away, we ain't got much to work with, but we still was able to go out here and win the game. And on top of that, right before the first snap, Jalen Carter, the best defensive tackle in football, top 1, top 2, you know what I'm saying? He got kicked out of the game. No targets hardly for AJ and Devontae, 110 penalty yards. Jalen Carter gets kicked out of the game, and we go out there and hold that explosive offense to 0 points in the second half, and we were still able to win the game. You know what I mean? When Jalen Hurts doing what he do, and everybody didn't even get to get off. Yeah, I'm giving that to us as the best team in the NFC after week 1. You know what I mean? And if anybody disagree, you can let me know. Hit the comment section. Do what you got to do. DM me. You can come on here. You can come if you know what you're talking about. You can come on here and let me know why you think I'm wrong. You feel what I'm saying? But other than that, fly, Eagles, fly. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So sticking with the show, man. Now, who's off to an MVP start? Which player is off to an MVP start to start the 2025 season in the NFL? I'm gonna mention his name again. It's Josh Allen, bro. Now, obviously you're not gonna run into teams that's gonna drop 40 on you every week. You know what I mean? Because that ain't gonna be good for you. You know what I mean? You're gonna end up like the Bengals and shit, having to fight for your life every week. You feel what I'm saying? But if Josh Allen continues to play like this and will his team like this throughout the season, he's gonna remain the MVP. He's gonna remain, the MVP front runner. Yeah. But after week 1, I don't think it's too far-fetched to say, that he is, the front runner right now for MVP. You know what I'm saying? And if it's not him, you know what I mean? If it's not him, the next person in line would be Derrick Henry. Because what he did, you know what I mean, with 18 carries, 169 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But they didn't close the game. They didn't win the game. He had impact on the game, but he also had impact on losing the game. You feel me? Josh Allen had impact throughout the game. Josh Allen is the reason that they won. Like I said, ain't no Derrick Henry out there. Ain't no Zay Flowers out there. You know what I mean? So you got to give credit where credit is due. You know what I mean? Josh Allen is most definitely off to an MVP start. You feel me? Sticking with the NFL. Next topic. Which team shocked you the most with their play after week 1? Bro, I got to keep it real with you. And one of my guys, they gonna love this. They gonna love this, you feel me? Let me tell you something, man. The team that shocked me with their play this week was the Indianapolis Colts. Let me tell you why. I already said the Dolphins was going to be trash. So I don't have no type of competitive respect for the Dolphins. You know what I'm saying? Because first of all, the Dolphins head coach, Mike McDaniel, he reminds me of a substitute teacher. Like you can go there and just walk all over him. He tell you if you walk in class, he tell you to be quiet. What? Man, what's up? Be cool, bro. Hey, man, be cool. You know what I mean? Like, ain't nobody doing what he say. Ain't nobody doing what he say. There's no sense of urgency out there. You know what I mean? There's no sternness out there. He looked like, when they be in practice, guys talk, hey, guys, come on. Calm down, guys. He doesn't strike me as a disciplinarian. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't strike me as a disciplinarian. That team is soft down there. That's the same team that had the defensive coordinator for my Philadelphia Eagles, Vic Fangio. He was there, and the players was talking about him like he know what he was doing. He old school, like he was too hard, he was too stern, too tough, too hard on him. You know what I'm saying? He come to us, Philadelphia, we love him. Philadelphia Eagles love him. The players love him. And look what we got. Super Bowl, #1 defense. He was with the Dolphins. We cherish him. They didn't like him. You see the difference? Them boys are soft down there. I remember when they got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Devon Achane, Raheem Mostert. He's gone now, but still, when he was there, they had speed and all of that shit, all of these trick plays and all of this speed shit. You can be a Bugatti all you want to, but when you run against a team that's an Oldsmobile, you feel me? When you run into a team that's an old Chevy, you know what I'm saying? And they pop your motherfucking ass, that shit don't mean nothing. That shit, all that fancy, that shit don't mean nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at the Dolphins with respect at all. But I wasn't expecting the Indianapolis coach to go out there and 33-8 they motherfucking ass. And let's give him credit. The coach, it was 30-0 at one point in time. 30-0. That's what it was for the Indianapolis Colts. I wasn't expecting 30-0. I picked the coach to win the game. I wasn't expecting 30-0 at no part of that game. They end up winning 33-8. You feel what I'm saying? And let me tell you something. Daniel Jones, I don't know what happened, but yesterday, that boy was balling. He was balling. 22 of 29. What he had, 272 yards, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? Either way, the man was, I'm going to get his stats right here. The man was flat out balling yesterday. They got weapons out there, bro. Josh Downs, Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman, Tyler Warren, Doolin, Jonathan Taylor. They have weapons in that town for the Indianapolis Colts, bro. And Daniel Jones used them motherfucking well. That's the team that shocked me the most because I wasn't expecting them to play like that. And I can guarantee you right now that the New York Giants are looking. I promise you the New York Giants watched that game yesterday. I promise you they did. And they said, who the fuck is that? Is that Daniel? No, that ain't Daniel Jones. That's not Daniel Jones for the we had last year. No, it ain't. Yes, it is him. Yes, it is. And he was balling. I'm trying to get his stats. I want to get his stats right. He deserved for me to have his stats read off right. Yeah, I was right. 22 of 29, 272 yards and a touchdown. Watch this. No interceptions. 0, none. Yeah, the coach defense held him to 8 points. Bro, I don't care what nobody think. Nobody say. Nobody thought the coach was going to go out here and put up 33 points in the Dolphins. You could say they was going to win, but you weren't thinking it was going to be a complete, utter domination like that. After domination like that, you might as well take your karate belt and tie it on up real tight because they came out there and whooped their ass. I'm talking on some Mr. Miyagi type shit. They whooped their ass yesterday. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm going to give credit where credit is due. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give credit where credit is due. The Indianapolis Colts are the team that shocked me the most yesterday after their play in week 1. I'm not calling playoffs and things like that, but hey, let's just say they have this type of performance throughout the year and the defense can play good, then they can make the playoffs. You feel me? Because Houston struggled yesterday. Now, the Rams ain't no slouches. They not a slouch. But I'm just looking at, what they put out there on film. You know what I'm saying? So they going to have to up their game because if not, the Indianapolis Colts will slide up in that thing for real. And that's just what it is. You feel what I'm saying? I was going to ask y'all about, what the decision was next for what y'all think the decision for Jalen Carter is. You know what I'm saying? But I'm hearing, that it's going to be like they're not going to suspend him. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to suspend him, but they're going to give him a hefty fine. You know what I mean? They, like I said, they haven't nothing that's came out. I'm looking at it right now. You know what I'm saying? Nothing that's came out, but I'm an Eagles fan, bro. But you got to be, realistic about the situation. You know what I mean? Like, you can't spit on nobody. And I know Dak spit, you know, to the ground or by him or whatever the case, you spit on him. That's a felony in real life out there in the streets. Not only that, somebody in the street, somebody will pop you. Somebody hit you in your shit, or they'll pop you. You know what I mean? And it won't be no more motherfucking football for your life. That's the bottom of the barrel shit. You don't spit on nobody. I'm telling you right now, you when it comes to me, I ain't the toughest nigga in the world, you know what I mean? But when it comes to that spitting shit, you better off slapping the shit out of me. You better off slapping the dog shit out of me before you think you about to spit on me and shit gonna be cool. Now, obviously, you know, they in the game, so it ain't gonna be no, you know, real deal shit going on. You know what I mean? Like out there in the streets or whatever. You know what I mean? But that's the shit that can happen. And my thing is this. Did he think we wasn't the cameras wasn't gonna see that shit? Y'all remember back in the day when Bill Romanowski spit on JJ Stokes? We seen it on camera then, and that was back in the 90s when the cameras were not as good as they are now. Nigga, the cameras now can see the air. They can see the air moving. That's how technical and the technology, you know, how crazy technology is with these cameras. They can see the air. The air, you can't see the air. The camera, he thought we weren't gonna see that shit? Huh? Like, that's crazy, bro. So me personally, whatever decision they come, if they don't suspend them, obviously that's my team. Cool. I'll see you next week against Kansas City because we're gonna need it. You feel what I'm saying? We need Jalen Carter. We need Jalen Carter on our defense. That's what we do need. You feel what I mean? But if he's there next week, cool. But if not, that's cool too because he deserves it, bro. You can't go out here spitting on another man or anybody, another man, woman, kid. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So if they decide to suspend Jalen Carter, I wouldn't even care. I'm still upset at him. He got kicked out of the game before the game even started. It was 6 seconds into the game, and that 6 seconds went off the clock because of the fucking the kick return. Dak ain't taking a snap yet. I know y'all seen it, but I'm just saying, man, like, you can't do that. So if they decide to suspend him along with a hefty fine, it's warranted. If they don't suspend him and just give him a hefty fine, that's cool too. I think our organization, I know Coach Nick Sirianni said they won't talk about what this punishment or what they're gonna do. They'll keep it in-house. That's cool too. Keep it in-house. You know what I mean? But I know, they will handle it, and I don't think it'll ever happen again. Sometimes I think Jalen Carter just gets way, way, way out of his mind. And I've said this on this show before. Not the moment, like when we drafted Jalen Carter, and then when he got to start like doing bullshit in the league, I was like, yo, the incident that you had with the car crash that led to, what it led to, people gonna think you really like that outside of the football world because if you're doing this shit in front of people and this is your job, this is your money, this is how you eat, this is how you live, this is what you work hard for, you still gonna fuck it up. I can only imagine what you're doing out there. You know what I'm saying? I've said that on this show before, multiple times. You know what I'm saying? So whatever the punishment is for Jalen Carter, it is warranted. He spit directly on Dak Prescott. It was wrong, and you got to set the standard. You got to lay the law down. You got to come down hard with the lumber and lay it down, bro. So, like I said, I'm going to say it again. If he's suspended, cool. With a fine, that's cool. He deserves it. But if not, let's get busy, Playboy, with a week 2 against the Chiefs. And please don't let it happen again. Because even in the Super Bowl, he got away with hitting Pat Mahomes in the face mask. You know what I'm saying? He got away with that one. You know what I mean? But we gonna need him, and I hope he's there. You know what I mean? But listen, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all for watching and sticking around for the ones that did. My guy Jordan had to cut out. He had some things going on, you know what I mean? So I went ahead and finished the show, hollered at y'all for a little while, you know what I'm talking about? So listen, man, for the viewers, for the likes, for the viewers right now, please hit that like and subscribe button so you could be up to date with all things under the lights, and we'll holler at y'all when we see y'all in a few days. You know what I mean? That's our show for the day, and we gone.